Santos has a choice here to make. Experience or trust? What to do, what to do, what to freaking do. And here's my thing. This is a complicated one. Because people would say, okay, hold up, it's easy. The footballing decision is a 21-year-old has just scored a hat trick, and then you have a 37-year-old. So 37-year-old, 21-year-old who's just scored a hat trick. Obviously, 37-year-old, hold the bench and say what's up. But Santos said something interesting. He said that Goncalo Ramos was right for this game. So that leads me to this was more a tactical decision than anything else. This was purely a tactical move. And maybe it made sense because he thought Switzerland would come out, give them space. He studied them, see how much goals they conceded, boom. And then you will then say that, okay, if you're not going up against Morocco, which I believe are the best defensive team at the World Cup because they haven't conceded a goal to an opposing player, because the only goal they conceded was an own goal. And Spain, who scored 7 goals against Costa Rica, couldn't get a single goal in 2 hours against them. And only had one. Remember, Spain only had one shot on target against them in 2 hours. So I think that Santos saying that will be said to say, you know what, this maybe makes more sense in having an experienced goal scorer and target man in a Cristiano in there. So, because if you play a Ramos, because look, Ramos ain't going to get the chance he has, and they're not going to do to Morocco what they did to Switzerland. And I think Ramos won't have the command of space he had that Switzerland gave him. So you would say to yourself, okay, you know what, this would suit more a Cristiano because we're going to go up against a much tougher defense. And if he can get crosses in, get a little pass, we trust his experience of movement and his goal scoring abilities and instincts to be able to put himself in the right position. So that makes sense, but it's a very weird situation because tactics, setups, and so forth. The fact of the matter is, we understand what Cristiano can do, and we know that what kind of goal scorer that he is. But there's a reason why St. Vincent and Portuguese didn't want him to start, and he's not had a good World Cup. Performance-wise, he's not had a good World Cup. I think he's only had one shot on target, and he was amongst the worst performing players in the group stages. So he's not been performing well. So as much as it may make sense tactically, the real dilemma for Santos is this kid just got a hat trick. And here's the thing: it's not as if he's just some random guy out of nowhere. We all saw the UCL group stages. And we also saw how good he was. Like Benfica, Benfica topped their UCL group with PSG. And I think they topped the UCL group with freaking PSG and freaking Juventus. And I think one of the star performers, apart from, I think it's Rafa Silva, apart from them is Goncalo Ramos. So he and Benfica, I believe, are going to be a real threat in the UCL. So he's here. He's 21. He's young. He's the big new star now. So he is now what Cristiano was back in what's it called 04. Obviously not as good, but in terms of we have this new young star. Let's say what's up, which is what Cristiano came with in Euro 04. So in that sense, it's very difficult. But here's the thing I'll say to Santos: I get it. Different game, different setup, won't have as much space. Ramos, being young, may not be as effective as a much more experienced Cristiano, who you just know that give him a sniff and a chance, he'll be able to say what's up against any kind of a defense based on what he's done. But what I'll say to Santos, though, is, do you trust? Trust. I'll just say one word: trust. How much trust do you have in your team? Because let's be real, Morocco have been superb defensively. Superb. I think one of the top players, I think that the man of the match against Spain was Amrabat. So Morocco are going to be a very tough team to break down. Very hard. Although, you say that though, Spain, as much as people say Spain don't have the kind of attacking weapons Portugal have on the pitch or they can bring off from the bench. So yes, defensively good. Have you faced the movements of Ramos, the experience of Cristiano, the ability of a João Felix, the intelligence of a Bernardo Silva, the playmaking abilities of a Bruno Fernandes, the ISO goal scoring, putting shots for himself of a Leao. Portugal have a lot of weapons, and they have way more attacking weapons than Spain have or anything that Morocco have faced. So this is a whole different ball of wax defensively for Morocco. And my thing, I go back to the word trust, is that how much do you trust these players? Because I said from the start that this is a very, very special generation, because this is a very, very deep squad. Portugal can put out two really good teams. Not many people can say that. Not many people can say that I can put out two quality teams. But these guys can say that. So the dilemma for Santos is, why can't that same lineup work against Morocco? Then why don't you believe that, okay, tough defense, difficult, we can figure it out? Between Ramos, Bernardo Silva, João Felix, so forth. Because I think this is what people have been saying is, when Cristiano is there, psychologically the team changes. It's Cristiano. It's one of Portugal's greatest ever players, and this is, so you naturally just feel we have to play to him. We have to try to create for him. Okay, where's Cristiano? Where's Cristiano? So everyone's second nature, everyone's thought is, okay, can I give it to Cristiano? Okay, I can't. Let me give it. But your first thought is, okay, where is Cristiano? Let me give it to him because he's the amazing goal scorer. But if you not take Cristiano out of it and not put in a Ramos in there, like, oh, I don't have to look for Ramos. I just have to just look for what is the right footballing ability, because there's no legacy player here. There's no guys we have to look towards or look to. We can all trust ourselves, and that's a big thing, because Santos has a choice here to make: experience or trust. Experience, Cristiano, he's been there, he's done that, he knows what it is, his amazing legacy. We have to trust his experience that he will find a way to break down this Morocco defense. He will find that goal for us. Keep trying, he will find that goal for us. That's the experience side. Trust. This is new territory for these dudes. Like a João Felix, a Ramos, and a Silva, they've never played a World Cup quarterfinal before. This is new territory for these guys. Ramos, he's 21. That's young. Homeboy right here, he was 21 at France in 1998. So these guys are young. But the thing though is trust. Is Santos, do you trust what these guys can do? That maybe this is their time. Maybe this is their time to really show that, oh no, we can do this without Cristiano. And for Santos, he may say, or they may say to Santos that, trust us. Trust us. Look at what we did without Cristiano against Switzerland. So reward us, and that's a big thing. Because here's the thing: you can't just say, "Oh man, I will reward these guys for playing so well." No, you have to pick the right team for the opposition. That's what Santos' job is. I'm not here to reward. I'm not here to pander. What is the right lineup to make Portugal win this game? And it's a difficult game against a tough defense that Morocco have. And Morocco, they're playing with house money now. This is whole new territory. All the pressures on Portugal. See, this is Portugal, Spain. All right, toss up here we go. Maybe the more pressure will be on Spain, based on them being World Cup winners. But now, Portugal, Morocco, this is whole new territory for Morocco. They've never been to a quarterfinal before. Portugal have been to a semi-final. I think twice, 66 and what's it called? 06. So the pressure is on them right now. So for Santos, people are expecting them to say, "What's up?" What would I do? It's a difficult one, because I see the logic in starting Cristiano, because this is a different kind of a game than the Switzerland game. And I think this game may suit a guy like a Cristiano, where tough chess match, dogfight, just that one opportunity. That's one cross. That's one throw. Just that one ability. This guy can use all of his experience and goal scoring instincts to just get that one chance and say what's up. But the reason why I would go with trust is fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. Because here's the thing. This is how I rationalize it. So let's say you start Cristiano and you lose. Can you live with yourself with like, man, I didn't trust those guys and I went with the whole experience thing and look at what happened to me. Now, if you go with the trust in the youth and they lose, man, I should have played Cristiano and gone with experience. For me personally, I can live with, look at what these young guys did. I know how talented they are. They went out, they did their thing, they lost, but hey, I can live with that because I trusted in them. I trusted into the Portugal's future. And you know what? We lost. We'll be back here stronger in 4 years' time. Whereas I went with experience and so forth. I'm not sure whether I'd be able to live with that and say that, oh no, I wasn't brave. I didn't go with the youth. After the performance that they just put out, I went with the whole experience thing. So is what loss can you live with? And I can live with the loss of I went bold, I went brave, I went with a very talented, youthful side who are damn amazing because we all know what these guys can do in 4 years' time. Say, hey, go for it. So that's my thing. But look, I think he'll probably start Cristiano. Maybe he'll start. I think, based on what he said of the setups and everything, I think he'll start Cristiano. And look, as bad a World Cup Cristiano has had, he may just say what's up. Because Cristiano is the kind of guy where cometh the hour, cometh the man, big time, he may just say what's up. So, and that's what, as much as I don't think he's great, I'm not a fan of his, I will never, ever, ever bet against Cristiano getting a goal. Never. And you can never bet against Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he will get a World Cup knockout goals. He will. So I can't bet against him. But tell me what you think. What does one do in this scenario?